burdensome for the parents. And I'm also glad that the CEO of NHI is here, because that was also one of the issues that was coming up. And I know that Madam First Lady has been doing some work in the background to get childhood cancer funded. And I know that there are some moves seriously, and I know the NHIS is going to come out with some announcements about a change in policy so that childhood cancers are supported. So thank you, Madam First Lady. Thank you, CEO of NHIS, for getting in this direction. The future indeed is bright. Korle is undergoing transformation. And never in the history of this hospital or the recent history have we had such significant investment in infrastructure and in capacity building, as is going on now. We are seeing, if you go around Korle, you see that Korle is like a big construction site now, because we have the new gas plants coming up, the PVS unit, the isolation center, the diabetic center is being rehabilitated, the new urology center of excellence has started, the surgical, the maternity block is about to take off. And Madam, like I said at the last time we met, that please remind the old man that our surgical block, we should put it in next year's budget. And I believe that with this solid investment, it's really going to make Korle a truly one-stop shop for healthcare, so that our citizens will not have to get foreign exchange to go abroad for treatment, but that we are going to be treated in our own countries with dignity and with empathy. And one of the projects that's also coming up that I'm excited about, because it's linked to this project, is the new Hematology and Clinical Genetics Center of Excellence that is also, that we cast out for a few weeks ago. And when this center, which we hope to be completed in 2 years, comes up, it's also going to afford us to be able to offer stem cell transplant for some of these children with childhood cancers. Madam, this very week, Korle is going to offer for the first time in the West Africa sub-region, cochlear implant surgery. Now, there are children who are born deaf, they cannot hear. And so the cochlea is an organ within the ear that allows you to be able to process sound and to hear properly. And so for the first time in the history of this country and the history of West Africa, we are going to get cochlear implant surgery being done on 3 children. Teaching Hostel has got the men, and when they are given the resource, we will deliver excellent health care so that we will meet the needs of our people. So on that note, I would like to welcome all of you to this function, and to encourage us to continue in that same spirit, continue in the spirit of devotion to country, service to humanity, and to make sure that we give of our best, so that, like our first leader has exemplified, generations to come will also mention our name for good reasons. Thank you very much, and God bless us all.
Children diagnosed with cancer undergoing treatment at Korle Teaching Hospital. Each of the 18 rooms has its own toilet and bath, cabinets and ceiling fans. The facility also has the following: a fully furnished and air-conditioned conference hall, which can accommodate 50 to 100 participants, that's post-COVID. Facility manager's office and accommodation, which is also fully furnished. A reception area for visitors, which has been decorated with paintings. A fully furnished dining area for each of the floors. A fully furnished kitchenette for each of the floors, including microwaves. 2 big storerooms. A washing room fitted with 2 large washing machines. 2 television sets connected to DSTV. A family lounge with a 70-inch television also connected to DSTV. 4 huge polytanks fitted with pumping machines for water storage. An AstroTurf playing ground for the children. a water dispensing machine, 3 refrigerators, and many more. Your Excellency, this is the magnificent structure by all standards, and we are grateful for your support. God richly bless you. Words cannot describe our joy with the completion of all this important hostel. Let me give you a brief history of the Ghana Parents Association for Childhood Cancers. Not too much anyway. GAPAC is an association of parents of children diagnosed with cancers and other life-threatening blood disorders. Health professionals involved in caring for such children and survivors of childhood cancers. This association was formed in August 2008 and was inaugurated in February 2009 at the British Council. The idea to form this group was necessitated by several factors that include the realization that 75% of children of childhood cancers are curable, limited access to childhood cancer treatment services, unaffordable cost of treatment, enormous emotional and financial strain on families, and general lack of awareness of childhood cancer. At the forefront of the formation of this association was Professor Lorna Awurena of the Department of Oncology, Korle. Well done, madam. Why this hostel? Over 80% of children of childhood cancer patients who are seen at the Korle Teaching Hospital are referred from facilities outside Accra. Members of GAPAC observed and found out that about 40% of parents abandon treatment after a few visits, thereby leaving their children to their fate. Members of GAPAC investigated and found out that affected families did not abandon treatment because they had lost hope and given up, but rather due to accessibility challenges, which includes geographical and funding, lack of affordable accommodation, hence this, and difficulty in transporting these young ones, sometimes very ill, to and from the hospital. To improve treatment outcomes and lessen the stress faced by these parents and guardians, providing accommodation has become an urgent call in support of the children while undergoing treatment and their parents. To achieve this, we wrote to almost all organizations in Ghana for support, which did not come. I personally wrote a book about my experience with childhood cancer as a father in a bid to raise funds to construct this hostel. That yielded very little until an angel came to our rescue on 15th February 2017. On this very day, I stood in the auditorium here in Korle and declared that we will not give up in the face of the frustrations because we believe change will come one day. The audience quickly reminded me that the change has come, referring to the First Lady. That spontaneous response was very prophetic. Thank you, Your Excellency. What are our objectives? GAPAC's objectives are in line with the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Children with a focus on health, which states that every child has the right to life, treatment of illness, and rehabilitation of health. These objectives are to provide support for children with cancer, to make available to parents and families of newly diagnosed children information and logistics of practical use, to organize support groups to assist children and their families to cope with the stress and the diagnosis that it brings, to provide assistance to parents and families to cope with the situation at the psychosocial, informational, physical, spiritual, and financial levels where necessary, to provide an avenue for parents and families to interact and share common experiences, and to advocate for improved care for children with cancer and other life-threatening blood disorders. We have achieved some moderate success. GAPAC is funded mainly by cash and in-kind sponsorship support from organizations and individuals. With the support we received, we have been able to achieve the following: nationwide improved awareness of childhood cancer and the very high potential for cure of over 70% if diagnosed early. Advocacy for improved management with stakeholders through media engagement. We also address the psychosocial and some material needs of many affected children and families. We also raised funds and provided equipment for the pediatric oncology unit, the day unit at Korle. Collaboration with stakeholders, including the Ghana Health Service and international organizations such as the Childhood Cancer International, CCI, to design and disseminate childhood cancer awareness posters. We still have some needs, Your Excellency. Thank you. Like Oliver Twist, we need to support Korle in running this hostel efficiently. Thank you. Some of our immediate needs in order of priority are, Your Excellency, we are pleading for childhood cancer drugs. We are pleading for childhood cancer drugs. Your Excellency, we are pleading for childhood cancer drugs to be put on the National Health Insurance Scheme to alleviate the suffering of parents who mostly cannot afford them, even though we do appreciate some efforts have been made in that direction. The consequence is that parents abandon treatment, causing the children to die needlessly. How to fund and maintain this 54-bed hostel built at Korle for children with cancer and their parents. The upkeep of the housekeepers, the utility cost, the feeding cost of children and parents for the poor and needy. When I visited South Africa with my son, we were housed in Plumstead, Cape Town, and we paid nothing. Security, housekeeping, beddings, that is bed sheets, blankets, etc., etc. We need all those things to keep the hostel running. Also, to provide financial assistance to needy and desperate parents and families with children diagnosed with cancer to purchase medication. Provide logistics to help improve management of children with cancer. At this juncture, we would like to appreciate or acknowledge some individuals and organizations who have helped us in our 11-year journey. Ladies and gentlemen, through the instrumentality and benevolence of the First Lady of Ghana, Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, we have managed to put up this 54-bed hostel, which we call Rebecca Akufo-Addo / GAPAC Sunshine House. It is our hope that all those who will come under this roof will find sunshine in their lives. Indeed, the Holy Book says in Psalm 30:11 and 12, and I quote, "You have turned my mourning into dancing. You have clothed me with joy, that I might sing praises to you and not be silent." Unquote. We would also like to thank the following people. Professor Nate, the former CEO of Korle, who listened to us and started the process of allocating the land. That was followed by Professor Efua Hesi, a former CEO, who continued with the process. The current CEO, Dr. Opoku Ware Ampoma, the hard-working doctors and nurses of the oncology unit at Korle, especially Professor Rena, Baroque Ventures Limited, the contractors of Mr. or Reverend Adoyobo of the Civil Works Department of Korle, Kasapreku Distilleries for their sponsorship, Mrs. Shirley Laye of the Office of the First Lady, Mr. Kweku Kwachi, also of the Office of the First Lady, Richard Dako is there, Auntie Koko Lebo is also there, all of the Office of the First Lady. We also want to thank Queensland International School at Sakumono for raising money to purchase equipment for the oncology daycare unit. Uncle Lebo White of Roverman Production, Miss and Saki of DSTV, MultiChoice. They donated television sets and connected the television sets to DSTV for free.
Thank you, thank you, thank
Mr.
you.
Kwaku Sintim Misa of Sapphire fame. To the memory of Auntie Abba Asamoah, one of our committed and hard-working GAPA members who died a few years ago. Mr. Theophilus Okain, Ni Okain, formerly of VRA, and his family. Mrs. Irene Amwewa of Bank of Ghana. Mr. and Mrs. Ahin and Women of Faith. Miss Mabel Adi, Mrs. Sakite, all of Tema. My hard-working executives, they are here. Dr. Hinkra, Mrs. Marianne Opoku, who never gave up and believed in this noble cause. God bless you.
Thank you.
Finally, to my family, my beautiful wife, Mrs. Midiana Abe, and my children, Delasi and Esinam Yawa Abe. All the years of traveling and the long meetings and the movements around, championing this project has not been in vain. To you, I say this is a befitting memorial to the painful loss of your brother and son, Elom Koblan Ave. May his soul and the soul of all children who have died through childhood cancer be a memorial unto humanity. Thank you.
Papa wadikase waje. Ilmisenya me ina oma ya mama ni medie. Oju na obu. Odi ni nyansanya obisenya me ho nyansanya me di nyansa ne ma no. Se Solomon no. Na odi bu ni man ewade monkoso mu ni man saa. Ewade ntia ne hyemu. Emma aha onto ne dabita. Ewade nkoso mo ne ho ban. O ma ne nyi kyare ahodi wom. Ne odo wayi na di a kyere ye. Ede ye ti say why see my cancer for see a madam near fan say my area, Yamin Shirano, Uncle Swallow Shirano, Uncle Swallow Shirano, now do me